So on October 16th, just after 7 p.m., the Kingston Police Major Crime Unit began an investigation that started as an apparent homicide of one individual. The shooting was called in at 7 o'clock, or just after 7 o'clock, in the area of Sydenham Rd and the 401. Kingston Police, paramedics, Kingston Fire all attended the scene. One of the victims was pronounced dead at the scene. The other victim was rushed to hospital, where he died on Monday morning. He was pronounced dead at Kingston General Hospital. At this time, the Major Crime Unit is prepared to say that this is a double homicide, and that both victims sustained gunshot wounds, which eventually led to their death. The first male who was located already dead at the scene is Carl Allen Delphin, 21 years old, of Ottawa. And the second male who died on Monday morning at hospital is Nico Soublier, 29 years old, of Ottawa. The scene was processed immediately by our forensic identification unit and the officers who were called to the scene. Central to the investigation, or the shooting itself, is a black Kia Optima bearing Quebec license plates. We have been investigating it thoroughly and extensively since that time. We have several leads that, of course, we can't talk about at length. But what we would like to make the public aware is that at 7 p.m. on October 16th, we're aware of several vehicles and members of the public who were in the area of Sydenham Road and the 401. We're appealing to them for dash cam footage, personal observations that they might have made. Many people think that what they see might have been a minor detail not involved. We're asking for people to call us and email in tips as well, so that we can judge whether or not the information is accurate and reliable and useful to our investigation. So they can do that through two ways. They can call the Kingston Police Station at 613-549-4660. And the second way is an email that we have set up and used in the past. It's crimetipes@kingstonpolice.ca. We can provide both those contact pieces to you guys afterwards. And additionally, we also are aware that the victims, our two victims, attended Kingston earlier in the day and spent some time in the University District during the homecoming festivities. Through our investigation, we're aware that they have interacted with several people while they were there, and that, of course, people in that area may have observed or interacted with the victims themselves. We're asking those people to come forward with information in a similar manner. And subject to any questions, I think that's all we have at the time, at this moment.
I guess, do you still believe the shootings on Sydenham Road play a link to the shooting that happened on the previous night on Teresa Crescent?
Fair question. I think in a previous release we said that we believed they were linked. At the moment, we're treating them as two separate incidents. They're two separate investigations at this time that, as we see right now, there's no investigative value to treat them as being linked. Apart from them existing in time and space together, they are two different things that we're looking into. We're treating them as separate for this at this time.
The location and also the Quebec license plate, are you treating the suspects as people who could be from out of town or local, or?
We're open to any and all possibilities in terms of suspects, people involved, people responsible. We would be foolish to narrow our investigation to one particular area. It's a possibility, but we're not solely focused on one particular geographic area where these people could have come from or have originated from.
What makes you like how many cars, and what makes you know that there are several cars that were
So from my previous statement about,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
absolutely. So we have, as we do in any investigation, one of the early steps we do is we canvass for people with video cameras positioned outwardly on their homes, businesses. That's becoming increasingly common, so we've utilized that in our investigation.
And how important in this investigation is it for people to come forward in this, you know?
It's as it is often, it is very, very important for people who think that they may have a piece, small as it may be, to come forward to the police, to call the number that we're providing, our main station number, or email crimetips@kingstonpolice.ca. It's extremely important. Court is becoming an increasingly trying process for convictions, and our investigation, we will take any and all information that we can. As I said before, let us do the vetting as to whether or not it's useful. Please come forward with the information.
You mentioned that they had been visiting earlier in the University District. Do these victims have any other known connections to Kingston other than the visits earlier in the day?
At this time, I can't make a comment on that.
Do you think that something could have happened in the University District? Is that why you're putting out an appeal like for that, or just?
One of the things that we do, as I said before, is we'll track the movements of the victim to try find evidence of the crime and motivation for the crime and whatnot. So we're aware of that being a possibility. We're not saying that we have information that is in fact the case. We're aware that it's a possibility. That's hence the appeal for information.
Is there any suspicion that these may be gang related, whether it's street gang or motorcycle gang?
I can't make a comment on that either at this time. Too early in the investigation.
Do you know if Mr. Delphin, is he the same individual that went by the street rapper named Lido? Do you know anything about that? Based out of Ottawa?
No, I can't make a comment on that. I can't say with any certainty that they are the same individual this time, sorry.
Any indication as to possible motivations behind these homicides?
No, I can't make a comment on motive at this time.
Do you have the number of suspects?
We have suspects, and that's all I can say. Sorry.
Could you describe the scene at the shooting on the 401? Was it like a drive-by shooting, like a moving car or something? Can you?
Well, without saying too much about what we know happened, there is a parking lot at a like a recreational trail, and the parking lot is immediately adjacent to the recreational trail. The scene when we came upon it, the vehicle was parked in that parking lot.
But it was gunshots, you mentioned.
Both males died of gunshots. Yes.
Were they in the vehicle at the time?
I can't comment on that. Sorry.